Live from the Big Beefy Man Cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts. This is the YouTube channel vlog show in which video games, flash game show gameplays, along with sports and wrestling news are the norm. This is the YouTube channel vlog show of positivity, good times, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. And now, here's the host of the show, the perpetrator of these shenanigans, Big Beefy E himself, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much for that wonderful and lovely introduction, Mr. Announcer. Well, hello there. This is the YouTube channel of positive content and happy content, ladies and gentlemen. It's Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977 from the Big Beefy Man Cave here in New Bedford, Massachusetts. My name is Eric Lima. How's everyone going out there? I hope everyone's having a very blessed day on this Sunday afternoon. October the 23rd, 2022. I'm expecting a couple of 70-degree weather days coming up. And I'm also expecting an item to come in from Amazon pretty soon. I'm hoping that's the case. Fingers crossed. We'll do the thing. We'll do the thing, okay? But we're going to talk about what happened last night. This is episode 106, by the way. And along all the craziness that's been happening over the weekend, I forgot to upload both the SmackDown and I'll probably end up doing that afterwards. SmackDown and AEW Rampage. I'm sure a lot of you are like, where's that? And so anyways, Halloween Havoc, NXT Halloween Havoc was last night. It was crazy. Shotzi and Quincy Elliott, the co-hosts of the Halloween Havoc pay-per-view, and Shotzi and Quincy Elliott were standing by with Grayson Waller and Apollo Crews about which matchup they're going to do, spin the wheel, which matchup they want. So, as the wheel is spinning, Grayson Waller wants a coal miner's glove, and Apollo Crews being chill and relaxed, and it ended up being a casket match. Now, I was wrong about one thing when I talked about Jordan Little brought this up, and I'm glad he did, because him and I have great knowledge of wrestling. That's why we became friends in the first place. It was not love of wrestling, but game shows. That the first casket match that did not feature the man who invented The Undertaker was going back to SmackDown of 1999, when Triple H had to go through about a best of 5 matches, and if he wins 3 of them, he qualifies for the Unforgiven 6-pack challenge. And as you know, The Undertaker was injured at that time, but he had to get surgery and replacement. Plus, rumor has it that his contract was up at the company at that time. And so he basically walked out, putting Mideon and Viscera in there against The Undertaker. So that was the first ever casket match without featuring the Dead Man. But this casket match between Apollo Crews and Grayson Waller was the first casket match in NXT history. But it's also the first casket match without featuring either Brother of Destruction. First casket match since 2018 when Undertaker went one-on-one with Rusev in the greatest Royal Rumble ever. So that is a little bit of factoids that I'm able to, or some science and drop on you guys. And Albert Fire cut a promo on Mandy Rose, says, why don't you come here and fight with me? My game's about to begin. And Toxic Attraction were there, and Mandy Rose goes, okay, we'll accept. And JC Jane thinks he was crazy. Gigi Dolan seems really looking forward to it. This is going to be fun. The main event, Chucky from the TV show and Child's Play fame. We cut a promo on Halloween Havoc. First match of the night was a ladder match. I picked Wes Lee to win this match. Nathan Frazier versus Oro Mensah. Wes Lee, Von Wagner, and Kamala Hayes. And this is for the NXT North American title. Crazy matchup all around. Trick Williams and Mr. Stone trying to get involved in taking the title. But in the end, Wes Lee is your new NXT North American champion. I expect Kamala Hayes to challenge him. Or, if I were Kamala Hayes, I would move up and try to challenge Braun Breaker for the NXT title. More on that. J.D. McDonough was laying on the bench, having a moment before his title match. Toxic Attraction arrives at the Haunted Trail. And although Gigi Dolan is right up her alley, he's like, yeah, I'm excited. And so But then inside the haunted house, Alba Fire ended up taking out JC Jane and Gigi Dolan. And then Mandy Rose and Alba Fire fought. Toxic Attraction escaped the haunted house, tried to save her, but then Alba Fire knocks out Mandy Rose, puts her in the car, and drives off back to the arena with her. So, and there was the Druids bringing out the casket for the casket match. And there was the casket match, Apollo Crews versus Grayson Waller. I picked Apollo Crews to win this matchup because any match they choose, I think Apollo Crews is going to get revenge. Apollo Crews wins the matchup. Grayson Waller puts Crews through the casket at first. But here's the thing, the casket lid broke. They had to put inside, they had to close the lid on him. And then the Druids came out with a bigger, tougher casket. And that's what happened. When the lights went on and what's bad, I thought Undertaker's about to make an appearance and say, "Hey, I'm going to referee this match. It's not how it works." And he would summon the Druids out, but the Druids did come out with another casket, and then that's where, Apollo Crews puts Waller in, closes the lid, he wins the match. Then Chase U, they said Andre Chase announced a new transfer. That's Duke Hudson. And Bodie Hayward does not trust him, and he goes, but then Duke and then Andre Chase says, neither do I, but we gotta trust him. We gotta we'll make sure that he flies straight. So then Mackenzie Mitchell interviewed pretty deadly, but the NXT Tag Team Champions as they go in there. Remember, it's Tag Team Title Tuesday this coming Tuesday night. NXT as Pretty Deadly is challenged by the team of Idris Enofe and Malik Blade. But Katana Chase and Kaden Carter, the women's tag team champions, interrupt them. So, and they had their say as they defend their titles against Zoe Stark and the lovely Nikita Lyons. Then there was the Weapons Wild match as Roxanne Perez went one-on-one with Cora Jade. And Roxanne Perez came out with a skateboard to play mind games with Cora Jade. And after a fly through the table off the balcony, and Roxanne Perez did win the matchup. But then there was a mask burning vignette, and the mask that has been burned was of the former T-Bar. It seems like rumors has it now that Dominik Dijakovic is returning to NXT. Another season, probably a rebirth, so to speak. So I'm kind of looking forward. Maybe he be in line to challenge Braun Breaker for the NXT title. Who knows? More on Braun Breaker. Meanwhile, Ilya Dragunov gets ready for the matchup. As Shotzi and Quincy Elliott addresses the NXT crowd, as they're having fun. And Quincy Elliott dresses as a banana to pay tribute to the lady that we interviewed 3 weeks ago, Miss Victoria, Divas Legend. And Lash Legend comes out, interrupts the whole thing. Shotzi attacks Lash Legend, and Quincy Elliott does a celebratory dance. And as a result of that, Shotzi will return to NXT this Tuesday to face Lash Legend. So that's going to be a heck of a matchup. The Schism, Joe Gacy and the Dyad, that will be Jagger Reed and Rip Fowler, formerly known as the Grizzly Young Veterans. For those who keep score, James Drake and Zach Gibson, and they had the red hooded new follower. It looks like a new member. So are you ready to unleash your mask? It seems like we're going to find out the identity of this red hooded person as this Tuesday. So this is going to be an interesting development, to say the least. An ambulance match happened. Julius Creed versus Damon Kemp. And as you know, the stipulation is this. If Julius Creed loses this matchup, Brutus Creed is out of NXT. It was a hard-fought matchup. Both of them, they were close, and they were close calls, close shaves. But in the end, Julius Creed ends up winning the matchup. And Ivy Nile and Brutus Creed come to celebrate. And it seems like Julius Creed gave it all he got because they were trying to help him to the back. Hopefully he's okay. As the ambulance leaves, Albert Fire came back in her SUV with Mandy Rose in it. And then Mandy Rose tried to escape out from the back. Then they fight back to the ring. The title match happened. And Toxic Attraction got involved, giving Mandy Rose to retain the title. In fact, at this point, I was 4-0, as I was 4-1. Braun Breaker prepares for the matchup, and then Mackenzie Mitchell interviewing Nikita Lyons. Good Lord have mercy. That's all I'm going to say. And Zoe Stark, and as Idris Nofe and Malik Blade interrupt them, they were talking about how somebody's going to walk out the tag team champions. So, NXT title match in a triple threat. Braun Breaker, JD McDonough, Ilya Dragunov fought. And now remember, Austin Fury was at the final NXT before Halloween Havoc last week and held up the Money in the Bank. So a lot of mind games been playing around. So, but in the end, Braun Breaker did retain the title. Austin Theory did not come out. So that's something that maybe is Austin Theory going to come back to NXT to cash in. Who knows for sure. I know he's hung up with Johnny Gargano. Who knows if Johnny Gargano could return to NXT and deal with Grayson Waller. I suggest that may be the case, but who knows for sure. So that is all the time we have on the show. NXT Halloween Havoc is complete. Episode 106 of the Event Center. Next episode, we're going to play some Shark Out Sunday. So, not Shark Out Sunday, Suit Up Sunday. That's right. Play a little bit of Card Sharks. Until then, see you later. And until the next episode, Mr. Announcer, please take us home. That is all for today's episode. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, tour for Bob Saget production, and in association with a Sweet Bumbling Bofa Raver Telepictures and Distribution. See you next episode, and have a very blessed day.